Greetings ladies and gentlefish, and welcome to this here game in the Alecto Tier 4 British Tank Destroyer, one of my favourite tanks in the game. This replay I've put up not because I do astoundingly well in terms of raw damage output or, you know, huge numbers of kills or anything, although, you know, I do okay in the end, and I end up coming on top of my team in terms of experience. I'll say that now. But I haven't put it up for that reason, because I didn't actually think it was a particularly great game for me. And I didn't think it was massively my fault, just the way it went. But I put it up because of the ending. But we'll get to that in a minute. So, to start off with, I am just going into some bushes over here to see if I can get any eyes on anyone, or if I can get some shots on anybody, or anything like that. The Alecto is quite a fast little machine. It's very low profile, very small, difficult to see. And, oh, I take a shot there but miss. And I think right from the off I'm in deep doo-doo here, because my commander's dead, and I thought that Panzer 1C was going to kill me, but someone killed the Panzer 1C, that Hetzer, and then I thought I was going to get spotted and obliterated from that other ridge over there, but somehow I seem to have made it through unscathed. And that is the team's first kill. Not a particularly good start for me, but the team is doing okay. I knock a tree over there, which is a bit of a mistake, but, you know, there we go. And I'm just waiting here. The Alecto's armour is tissue paper and wishful thinking, it really is. And you can see here that I don't use a fire extinguisher on that machine. Very simply because if someone's shooting you, you're probably already dead, and I have never ever been set on fire in this machine. It doesn't normally stand up to enough hits to really, for being set on fire to be a massive concern. And it's a tank that I keep around for the purposes of, well, being a bit of a boss and just having fun in it. So I have fuel in mine. I tempted, possibly, to swap it out for pudding and tea, but pudding and tea is 20,000 credits and fuel is 5, so, you know, and it improves the mobility of the Alecto, which is nice. So you can see there we're currently 3-0 up, 4-0 up. This is going rather well. Hetzer and the Birch Gun both have 2 kills. That's nice. And I noticed a lot of these kills were one-shots or close to it. So this is looking pretty good so far. Although I haven't actually done any damage yet. I fired 2 shots, missed both of them, and lost some health and had to get the CPR in on my commander to bring him back. 5 kills, 5-0. Okay, this is going well. Excellent. We're doing well. 5-1, alright, they nailed a T-46, it's not the end of the world. 6-1, take out their medium 3. And I'm trying to rush around here as quickly as I can, 6-2, so that I actually get something to do in this game, 8-2. Because this game very quickly appears to be escaping me. Someone's sitting in our base, which is where I'm heading back to. So I decided to double back to our base because I saw some enemies were in this facility. I saw those guys on the bridge, I saw that Panzer 38 over there. So the Panzer's down, there's a T-28 left on the bridge, dueling with a whole bunch of our tanks. We're 9-3 up, by the way. And so I'm planning to come around here and pop one in his backside. T-28's taking some damage, taking some more damage. Come round here, trying to get a shot in on him. You can argue, oh, I missed my shot, and he's dead. So there we go, I've taken 3 shots and missed them all. 10-4, this is a whitewash. Covenanter's whinging that when he plays with the Matilda, he dies first. Well, I imagine that will change if he keeps the Matilda and gets some more experience with the game. Covenanter should be fairly happy with this sort of matchup. 10-5. Now, I'm worried here. 10-6. Because what people are doing is just rushing the base. They've got a Matilda, 3 artillery, and a duck tank, AMX-40 left. The Matilda and the AMX are very well armoured, and any of the artillery can deal a lot of damage in one shot. 10-7. And I'm worried that this game's actually slipping away from us. Oh dear, oh, 10-8. Now, do I go round that corner and just become the next statistic on the artillery's kill count? I think not. I'm saying attack together, you know, just go as one, rush them. Bearing in mind tier 3 for artillery, you know, its reload time is of the order of 10 seconds, which at this tier is quite long, but in the grand scheme of things, that's not very long at all. And so they can reload and keep one-shotting these guys like that, with comparative ease. 10-9. What's going on? We were winning 8-2 at one point. Now Cruiser 4 takes out the Birch gun, then their Lorraine kills our Cruiser, and suddenly it's 11-10, we're only winning by 1. Now there's a Matilda, I've loaded high explosive and I put one shot into him. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but this is reliable damage, and I know I can take a shot or two from him every time I fire at him. 79, purely because, well, I can take a shot from him every time I fire at him anyway. Simply because I have some health going spare, and he misses that shot, and I don't miss mine, and he's dead, so that's 13-11. But let's have a look at what's left on each side. So we've got a Cruiser who's up there with the enemy duck tank. The enemy duck tank is of course lighting him up, and they still have an artillery piece. Oh dear. So this is a little bit concerning. I'm not telling the Cruiser to stay alive, because if we lose him, it's me and a couple of artillery pieces versus a duck tank and an artillery piece, and that's not terrible, but oh dear, I'd rather it was something else. So I'm coming in to support him, and then their artillery nails the Cruiser. So I'm thinking, what am I going to do? This is not looking good. And so you see in chat, I just go, Jesus. And I think this is lost. So I tell the enemy, good job. And regardless of whether we win or lose, they've done a good job. They brought it back from something like 8-2 to be 13-12. And I haven't done that much so far. I've put some damage into and killed a Matilda. Big wow. So, what am I doing here? Right, at the moment, I'm thinking of heading back to our base. Or possibly just try and take up another vantage point to get shots on. I know their duck tank is at their base, and I'm kind of worried about him coming up behind me. And someone's asking me where am I going, and I said I'm thinking, because that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm thinking, trying to work out what to do. So I sit here for a short while, because I'm convinced this AMX-40 is probably going to come after me. The RT is at the enemy base, hidden well. Yeah, I know. So I'm asking our artillery, can they hit H7, which is kind of around about where we saw their artillery last. Wesp can't. And this is the thing, I know where they are, but if I just drive up there, that Panzer, I don't know how to pronounce it, Panzer Soufflé 4B, the artillery can just one-shot me. I know where they are, but I will die if I just drive up there. I'm asking the artillery if they can hit the enemy base area. T-46 is just going, go! No. Know what vehicle you're in, know what it's capable of. That artillery player has racked up 4 kills. Between them, the artillery on the enemy team have 9 kills. And so I'm still thinking at the moment. And I'm pondering trying to get a different vantage point, try and see what's going on. I'm hoping the enemy have split up and that we can just pick them off one by one. Well, they probably have split up. And then suddenly, the M3 Lee says they have one AFK tank and one arty somewhere. The AMX is AFK. The duck tank isn't there. Oh, well, this changes everything. Now, why do I say this changes everything? Well, this changes everything because although I've been saying I'm worried about the artillery and everything, if I just stumble across the artillery, I should be able to kill him in one shot. Oh, there's their artillery. He just killed our Birch gun. Now I know where their artillery is. And so, something to bear in mind about the German tier 4 artillery piece there. It's really slow, has a very narrow gun traverse, and poor aiming time. So if I just drive across this bridge, basically he's not just going to be able to swing around and snapshot me. And he's just there. This means, and this is what I'm thinking, this means if I go back to their base and start capping, I'm putting the pressure on him. And he is going to have to come back to their base to reset me, because the AMX is AFK, so he can't do it. And he is not fast enough to swing all the way around and come up behind me, so to come up the route that I'm now driving, if I'm sitting in their base. So what that means is, in order to reset, he is going to have to turn around and come back up this area. Come back up sort of D789 and round the back of their base. So, what I'm going to do is sit in their base, kill this AMX-40 because he's there and I might as well, why not? And I mean, this is just free XP, this is not doing anything particularly stunning. It's just unloading on an AFK guy. And the artillery tries to put a shot in, but I'm just going to take him out. So that was free XP. And I'm just going to sit here, and I'm going to cover that stretch of ground that I know their artillery must come up in order to find me and reset me. Well, if he resets me, there's a good chance he'll just kill me. He must turn up here because he's not fast enough, as I said, he's not fast enough to come up behind me, to come up my flank. He's got to come this way. This is where a little bit of knowledge about different tanks, you know, the tanks on your enemy team, can be really useful. Their artillery has 5 kills, so his options are either 1, come up and reset, or 2, blind fire the base. And from where I last saw him, I'm not convinced he can actually shoot over that hill to my left. I'm not sure if he can actually blind fire the base. And if he comes up here, there's a very good chance I can just nail him in a single shot. So, base cap is up to 80. We're just waiting. 90, and there he is, and aim and shoot and kill him. There we go. Game over. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you drag your team, kicking and screaming, across the finishing line and to a win. As I say, I do not think for most of that game, it's not that I didn't play well, it's just that right at the beginning I got a bit flustered, but it's just that everyone died before I got there, and this is quite a mobile machine, so that's no small feat. But at the end, if it had been someone less experienced, shall we say, playing, that game could have had a very different ending. Maybe they wouldn't have done what I'd done. Maybe they wouldn't have been able to let the team win. And also, if that AMX-40 had not been AFK, we would probably have lost. Him not being there cost his team the win. And this is why people dislike AFKers so much. Because you are robbing your team of a victory, a well-deserved victory. Anyway, I hope you guys found that entertaining and possibly informative, kind of seeing what I was thinking at the time. Is that was, at the end, that was quite a close game, quite a tense game. If you did enjoy it or found it informative, please feel free to catch some of my other videos or subscribe to my channel. And I wish you happy hunting on that battlefield. Ciao ciao.